Singing in Australian accents with your friend.
Friends.
His name's Jake.
Jake.
He's wide awake.
Hello again, my friends. We are on episode number 7.
Is it number 7? Oh my God.
7.
That's crazy. How many have you released? 3.
6.
6. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8.
Potato.
Cat. Fire toe.
Not a word. All right, this could be a particularly silly episode.
We've got the giggles.
We do have a bad case of the giggles.
Yeah.
But what have we been doing today?
Honestly, I can't remember.
All right, I'll catch you next week.
Thanks, guys. Today we've had a really wonderful visitor. So our friend Mark Hogg, aka Angus Montaigne, has come down from Melbourne. He's graced us with his beautiful company. He's handsome in the kitchen over there.
He's over there. You can't see him, but he's hot.
We also have our wonderful friend Tiana here. She's visiting down from Queensland, so that's been the best. And of course, young Jamie is behind the camera.
As always.
Tell me about what have you done today? You had the coffee shop this morning.
Opened the coffee shop this morning just for a couple of hours. Went for a surf at Jack.
Oh, how was that?
Pretty fun.
Yeah.
Tide was a little bit low, but it would have been really good on high tide. It was like 3 foot and clean. And
sick. Nice. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and neither does anybody else.
No one else. We don't serve.
But what we have been doing is rehearsing for our gig tomorrow.
Yeah, man, we have. Thank you so much for coming over today as well.
That's okay, we've done fuck all.
Yeah, we went through a little bit. We did a little bit because I've been particularly nervous. I think we've touched on this in previous episodes, but playing a solo show for me is terrifying because, I'm insecure about my singing voice.
You're a bad singer, you're a bad singer,
bad songwriter.
Sorry.
So I've been a bit scared and talking to you about coming to help me basically listen to my set. Don't kiss him softly. Kiss him softer. To play my set, basically, and see if you can sing harmonies with me, keep me company on stage and stuff. So we went through a few songs today.
Do you feel any better about it now?
I do, actually. Yeah, I actually really do.
It's a really, really great set.
Oh, thank you, man.
The songs that you've written recently have been the best songs you've ever written.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Really?
I sort of do that. I think that a lot whenever you write something new because I just like everything that you write. But certainly I feel like it's more lyrically authentic.
Yeah.
And almost more lyrically obvious than previous stuff. You know what I mean? Like less ambiguous.
Yeah. Well, I suppose that kind of makes sense in the way that I've had a very specific narrative that I've been writing music around. Mm-hmm. So normally when there isn't an external influence on your music, that's direct, your lyrics seem to be much more, broad and sort of without direct meaning.
Yeah.
But this time, I think I've been writing songs and lyrics in particular from a place of
misery.
pain and, misery.
And self-hatred. Self-doubt,
insecurities, invasive thoughts. Woo! Usually it's the happiest music I've ever written.
Yeah, some of it is, which is wild. I know what you mean though. When you're sort of when you're convicted in what you're writing about, and you've actually got it's very obvious what the emotion is. You're
convinced in what you're writing about.
I said convicted. Yeah. I'm going to go with what I said.
Like a convicted felon. I'm gonna stand by that.
With conviction.
With conviction. Okay, yeah, I'm with you.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, it's true, man. So I'm really glad to hear that you think these are some of the best songs I've written.
Definitely.
I often don't know until it's been brought to the band, and then we've put a band behind it, how good the song is. There's been a few exceptions, like The Price of Love when I wrote that song.
Yeah.
Just thinking about you singing it, in my head I was like, this is it's going to be such a banger.
Yeah.
And then when the band brings it together, how I've heard it, and it turned out it's great. I love that track. These ones I can't even, because they're so different, I can't even picture how they're going to sound with the band.
I totally know what you mean.
Yeah, so I'm confused about this new sort of direction that I've taken with these songs. It's not my normal sort of songwriting style. And yeah, so it's a relief to hear that you think they're worthy songs.
Definitely.
And what sort of, if you consider the album that we've recorded but haven't released and the sort of alt rock pocket of sound that we've found in that album, if these songs were to come to fruition with Savage Honey, what sort of sound do you hear them sort of being? Like, what Olivia Newton-John how are you thinking they'll suit?
Well, I think we're both, for whatever reason, maybe it's socially or like our Instagram algorithms, or I don't really know what it is, or just like global trends, but I think that you and I have both been influenced more by folk and country lately than we ever have been before.
Yeah, I agree.
That's not to say I don't think we're going to turn into a folk band, but I think there's definitely more folk influence.
Yeah.
For both of our songwritings at the moment.
I think so too. And one of the best things about folk and country, which we touched on last week, is melody. I feel like that's such a core aspect of those two genres.
Definitely.
Because it's quite a soft backing track.
Yeah.
Like the band is usually quite, minimal.
Yeah.
Melody's such a powerhouse in that genre, so you have to have a good melody rather than a soundscape.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that's probably beneficial for our songwriting anyway, is to like try, if you can combine those two things of like a beautiful sound melody and then elevate it with the backing of like a fucking huge sounding band, then surely we're just going to win Grammys.
I should imagine.
Is that music, Grammys?
Definitely not.
No.
No.
What's music?
Arias in Australia.
A Grammy's acting?
I don't know. It's not my bag, mate.
Grammy might be an American thing.
Grammy is an American.
An Emmy!
Grammy's music.
It is? Okay, you were right. Never mind.
We could win a Dundee.
Thing that we're gonna have like tonight.
Huh? What do you say?
Grammy's a thing that we're gonna have.
No, that's Granny's.
Oh,
It's gone. It's gone.
Let's get the grannies over.
That's so funny. But yeah, we're definitely more influenced by folk music, I reckon, now. And I'll tell you one of the reasons that I think that's happened to me is because one of my best
Bob
friends...
Dylan movies?
No, well, that as well. My best friend, Bob Dylan.
Right here.
Yeah, you've worn that T-shirt so many times on this podcast.
It's my only shirt.
You're such a
See?
champ.
Frank.
Actually, I got this shirt from Frank.
Actually, I got this shirt from Bob.
No, what I was going to say was one of the reasons that I'm influenced by folk at the moment and inspired by folk is because one of my best friends, Angus Montaigne, wrote a fucking incredible album.
Yeah.
And it's got a lot of like folky storytelling. I think a combination of like what I would consider to be like Celtic kind of folk in its melodic progression, mixed with like a more contemporary Australiana type thing, and I just love that. I think it's really true to Angus, and I think that I've been very inspired about from that album.
Yeah, but so ever since it came out, you've talked about it a lot. You've shown it to me, and I was absolutely blown away by it. And then you got the pleasure of playing on stage with him, playing bass, and you locked in for that gig too. Like,
it was so fun.
Yeah, but I suppose when you didn't have the distraction of having to sing as well,
I could actually play my instrument.
You could play the bass like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And it was such
Playing bass and singing's hard.
It's so hard, man. It's so hard to like. I think it's the hardest.
It's very hard.
But yeah, so you're right. Like you felt very inspired in terms of like that genre of music, folk and country.
And also because Angus is from like the same part of the world as I'm from.
Yeah.
I felt like a lot of his songs about, and we'll talk to him more about it when he comes on. But
It's
like
from Thailand.
he's actually 100% full-blown Mexican.
That's the crazy thing.
Like he keeps singing about Scotland.
Comes on in a poncho, just sings Scottish ballads.
He keeps singing about Scotland, but he's never been.
He's never been to the place.
He's from Oaxaca.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to talking to him about
Me too.
his album and what a couple of tracks because I know the record really well. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to picking it apart.
What's your favourite song on the record?
Ghosts with Liv
Ghosts?
Cartledge.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Yeah, so we'll chat to him about that.
Yeah, we definitely will. And so back to the gig tomorrow, the songwriting we've been doing. You've like really lent into your obviously heritage as coming from Northern Ireland, and a big influence on you is obviously Irish music. And there's some songs that you've written with references to songs like Danny Boy and things, but just the general vibe of this, you've really sort of lent into that Irish folk ballad skill set that you have, like, because you write better songs than anyone I know in that niche, beautiful genre. And I feel like so much music has developed over time coming out of that genre. So especially in Australia, where like our history is, you know, Irish convicts and things. I feel like a lot of folk musicians have gained a lot of insight from the heritage of Irish folk music. Mm-hmm. Is that something that you've been consciously trying to focus on, like to have a bit more of your background come out in these songs you've been writing, or has it just been a natural step for you because that's where you're from?
It's sort of hard to pinpoint it. I know my mum has always wanted me to sing in an Irish accent.
Yeah.
Because whenever I come home speaking in an Australian accent, she goes, "Speak properly, Jake."
Yeah.
Until I.
Yeah. Just so all the listeners at home know, Jake, when he's with his family, he switches subconsciously to a completely Northern Irish accent. And it's very rare, unless you're like hanging out with him and his folks, you never hear it. But then like now you sound 100% Australian.
Yeah.
When you sing though, I don't know, you don't really have an Irish accent.
No, I don't. And Mum always thinks that it sounds inauthentic, me singing. So she's always wanted me to sing in
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, she's always got such lovely things to say about my music.
Jake! No, I can't do accents.
Jake, that's fucking shite.
Yeah. That was Scottish.
Yeah, it was actually a little bit.
That was weird.
Anyway, yes, Mum has always wanted me to sing in an Irish accent, and I've always been proud of my roots. And I wrote that song Belfast years and years ago when I was at home in Belfast, and I've always liked it, and I've always thought I would go back and touch on it eventually.
Yeah.
But then, I just have felt naturally inspired.
Is that the one that's like, and be your emerald eye?
No.
That's different.
No, there's another one I wrote like 6 years
I would
years
have
ago
heard it
called
heaps.
Belfast. You would have. You just can't remember lyrics or names of songs or anything else.
people's faces.
Yeah. So it's happened naturally, but I'm glad that it has. Also, Ireland just seems to be trending at the moment with the likes of Fontaine's DC and Kneecap. And,
that's right. Yeah.
there seems to be a big movement into Irish heritage, and I don't really want to go into like the political side of things, but there is lots
Let's
of that.
go into it.
Nah,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I really don't want to. But there is there's a big trend of like Irish and also just like indigenous or like traditional music. So it's just felt natural from that point. But it's always been in the back of my head that I'd like to do some more stuff that is like a tribute to where my start with music came from.
Well, it's definitely something that you have. And I mean, it's a hard-earned gift to be able to do what you do, but also you have a natural ability to write melody around that sort of style of music. And there's nothing more beautiful than like Irish folk melody. Like there just isn't, man.
Like Danny Boy, I think is one of the nicest melodies that's ever been written.
Ever.
Yeah.
And like just the sound of the tin whistle or like fiddle.
Or this little fucking thing.
That's mandolin.
Yeah.
I don't know where this is from. I don't know what country this would have been.
I'm pretty sure it's Irish or
Is it?
Celtic.
Yeah, I don't know how to play
Would
it.
that be right, Mark? Would it be Celtic? Mandolin?
I think so.
Yeah. Jamie, fact check that for us. would you?
Yeah. Pull that shit out.
I love that we finally got Jamie in the studio today. Yeah. I'm so excited. I'm going to ask him to check so many things.
He's fact checked us on so much stuff.
You have our permission to use and abuse Jamie whenever you come on, as much as you want. Take him as your own. Take him home.
Oh my god.
Is there anything else you want to talk about, or should we just get Mark on? Because I think we could fucking talk to him for
Jamie,
ages.
He's actually just
Yeah.
in my ear. They're actually from Italy.
Who's
Oh,
that?
they're from Italy.
Mandolins.
The mandolins from Italy.
Okay, cool.
I'll be there shortly, actually.
Oh yeah,
I'm quite
Tell us
excited.
about your trip quickly.
Well, I'm flying over to Spain on the 19th of June to go see Dicko. One of our best friends, Dicko, Riley Dixon's getting married. So in Spain, I'll go to that wedding. I'm going to MC a wedding that's predominantly Spanish-speaking people. I don't speak Spanish, so that's going to be really interesting.
Espanol. Are you going to play?
I might play. Yeah, this will probably not be out by the time I go. So I'm thinking about learning Moon Love in Spanish. To sing for them.
Moon Love was written about Dom's ex-girlfriend. So I don't think you've probably sung it since.
No, not in a long time.
I sang it last night.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Sorry.
I'm glad I wasn't there. But I was thinking about learning that in Spanish because they both really like that song. And then maybe singing that for them. But we'll just see how we go. I don't speak Spanish. No. So I'm going to have to deep dive on the internet about how to...
Get Jamie to pull it up.
Jamie, you pull that up for me live while I'm singing.
Teleprompter.
So I'm going to do that. And then basically all I've got booked in is the Oasis gig. I'm going to go to Ireland. Mm-hmm. This is actually your trip. Mm-hmm. It really is. Yeah. Like, I'm going to go to Dicko's wedding, your best friend's wedding. I'm going to play a song maybe for him. I'm going to go to Oasis.
My favourite band.
At Manchester on the first night. Your favourite band. And also your soccer team, Man City.
Man City, correct.
And then I'm going to go to Ireland, where you're from, to drink Guinness. And travel around listening to pub music.
Yeah, that sounds like hell. The whole thing.
You wouldn't want to come on
I wouldn't.
that trip.
I'd hate all that. That sounds shit.
And then I'm going to go to Albania. And I'm going to go up into the mountains and join a wolf pack.
Oh, dude, on that, can you tell the story about when you were hiking in Patagonia?
All right, so after I finished, well, I didn't finish high school. I left high school early at the start of year 12.
It shows.
It definitely does show. And then I basically went and did this guiding course up in the Northern Territory in Kakadu. And then up there's this guy who has a company called Willis's Walkabouts, where he takes groups of elderly people hiking overseas. So I went to Patagonia and worked with him.
Yeah.
And when the hike finished...
He leaves them there.
And then he just ditches them out there.
She's like, you're free now.
You're free now. You're free to die.
Sorry, go on.
So anyway, but after I went and worked over here as an assistant guide in the mountains of Patagonia in Chile... I went off on my own and did like this hike for a bit. So I had a topographical map, my compass, and I was navigating off that. It was a wilderness area, not a set trail. And about 6 days in, I realised that I was completely lost. I don't know how to read a topographical map.
It was in Spanish.
It's in Spanish. And I was in this massive, it's a glacial valley. So like back in the day, they had a massive glacier that carved out the shape of the mountain. And I was sitting in this valley in my tent, like I'm fucked. And I saw this huge storm brewing down the end of the valley. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to pitch up my tent here for the night. And then hopefully like when the morning comes, I'll figure out like what I need to do. And so I set my tent. And I don't know if you've ever been in a tent in a lightning storm, but when the lightning flashes, you can see...
I've never been in a tent.
Yeah. I'm a
what am I, fucking
man.
heathen?
Yeah. What am I, some sort of tramp? When lightning flashes and you're in a tent, you can see the silhouettes of the shit that's around you on the inside of the tent.
Yeah.
So I was like sitting in this tent in this storm watching the lightning flash. And then I hadn't seen another person for 6 days. And the lightning flashed, and there was a silhouette of this dude standing outside my tent. And it was just 1 second, and I was just like, what the fuck? What the fuck was that shit?
What the fuck was that? So it was one crack, and then another crack of lightning, and he was gone.
And it was gone. And then I rolled over, and there was a man. Hello.
I'm sorry, did I wake you?
Hello, my boy. Would you be interested in some tea? It's not far off what happened.
Wait. Tea, my boy.
he was just like, so anyway, I was like, hello? And this dude was there, and there's this Kiwi fella, and he was like, oh, hey, bro.
I knew you were going to do the accent.
Hey, bro, I'm just here to see if you're okay. And I was like, oh, hey, I put my head torch on, opened the flap. There's like this old, like, Kiwi guy with this massive beard. And I was like, oh, man, I've been lost. Like, I don't know where I am. And he was like, yeah, I saw your I'm camped here. It was like camped in the same valley. He's like, yeah, I saw your head torch, like your lamp. And so he came over to check on me. And the fucking crack up was, this guy was tripping balls on matching mushrooms. And it was like, I think something's wrong with this guy over here. So he came over to check on me. He was tripping balls, having the weirdest conversation. And then I chatted to him for a bit. And then he was like, I was like, so do you know where we are? And then he came into my little tent and he like showed me on a topo map. He was like, yeah, we're here. If you walk down the end of the valley, there's a farm down the end of the valley where you can like go meet the people there tomorrow.
Play with the unicorns.
You go play with the unicorns and everything will be fine forever. And then he just sort of wandered off into the lightning storm and never saw him again. But yeah, so then so I said goodbye to him. And then the next morning I woke up and was like, did that just fucking happen? And then I followed his instructions. I walked down the far end of this glacial valley and then came down and there was like a Chilean farm like there. And I went to these people and I told them the story and I was so fucking hungry because I'd like run out of my food provisions like the day before. And they were there and they were like, oh, I hate this story. But they were like, yeah, you can come on in, like come stay with us. That little farm. And they were like, yeah, so you can stay for lunch. It was like this farmer and his family and stuff. And we weren't that far from a town. I think it was called Cochrane, I think is the name of it. Not Cockring, Cochrane. I knew that's what you were going to think though. And they were like, yeah, come eat with us. And anyway, long story short, this farmer was like, yeah, you can help us prepare the food. And he took me out the back and was like, here's the lamb that we're going to eat. And
it's like, man.
And the lamb looked me in the eyes, was like, and and he gave me the knife and was like, this is how you prepare the lamb. And he showed me what to do. And then he made me pretty much kill this lamb, cut its throat.
Fuck.
And then the way that they cooked it though is the best meat I've ever had. They have like a metal barrel drum cut in half vertically like this, and they light a fire at the bottom of it, and they open this lamb up, put it on 2 sticks so its little hooves are all spread out.
Does it have jazz?
Jazz hands. Jazz hooves. Oh, God.
This is hard. It's hard to get through.
It's really hard to get through this. But anyway, so they slow cook it in front of the fire like that, and the heat of the fire heats up the drum and just slow cooks. And they catch all the fat in this bucket down the bottom, and then they cook their homemade bread in the fat, and then they serve the lamb with like this bread, jams, cheeses they've all made themselves, all these roast veggies. And it was like the best meal I've ever had in my life.
Yeah. That sounds fucking
And they loaded me up, stocked me up, told me how to get back to Cochrane. And then I went back there and then missed my flight to come home. And Mum and Dad had to buy me another flight because I was 18, had no money.
Yeah.
And then came back
That's
home.
implying that now that you're 32, you do have money. And
No,
Mum and Dad. And Mum and
Shut
Dad.
it! Shut up!
Never mind. He's totally independent.
I'm an independent adult. I'm an independent idiot.
Yeah. Hey, man. That's a fucking good story.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah.
I think you told me that when we first met. Like,
I probably would have told you like the night that we met.
Yeah. Because the night that we met, so Dom and I met in Byron Bay when we were both studying at SAE, the film school. And the very first meeting that we had was we were all starting uni the next week, and everyone that was living on campus was just starting to like meet and greet. So we all got some beers and stuff like that, and we all sat around this like little communal table in our on-campus accommodation. And I sat next to Dom Paver, and Dom goes, "Oh, hey man, I'm Dom, and he was all like hippied out and like a big dirty fucking tramp, and he shook my hand, and he was drinking goon at the time, and he was dumpster diving and doing all sorts of weird shit. So he's like, "Oh, nice to meet you, man. Really nice to meet you."
Goon.
He's like, "Hey, do you mind if I grab some beers and then I'll pay you back tomorrow for those beers?" And I still haven't received those beers back 15 years later. And then so we were hanging out, we're getting along really, really well. And hilariously, I remember so clearly, the first night we met, you said to me, you're like, "Do you want to start a folk band together?" And I was like, "No, I don't really like folk music." And I was like, yeah, okay, that'd be great. Like, we'll learn how to play some songs together and whatever. We started jamming. You restrung my guitar for me. We're talking for hours.
Yeah.
I had long hair at the time. I know that's hard to believe, but I had my hair up when we first met, and he restrung my guitar, and we played some music together. Then I went to the bathroom, came back with my hair out, and he's like, "Hey man, I'm Dom." Like, are you fucking? We're in a band together now. Like, dude, we've been chatting for like 5 hours. Oh, you fucking idiot.
Oh, such an idiot. I was like, "What's up, man? I'm Dom."
Hey, I'm Dom.
What are you
like,
about?
Yeah, like, that's my guitar you're holding and my beer you're drinking, you dick.
And then we actually proceeded to, at that same period of time, write a song together. This is like, we wrote one song together, then didn't play music together for 10 years or whatever it is. And then we're like, we should start a band. But the song that we wrote together, Broken Glass, was that it? Yeah. Today, because we've got this gig tomorrow, you were like, I was going to surprise you, but I'm going to play this song tomorrow. And you played it. It's a banger, man.
I like it.
And you rap in it.
I know. I'm so nervous to rap to a room full
I
of people
can't
tomorrow.
wait for you to rap.
It's fucked.
You're not a rapper. Yeah, but, wow, you are a rapper. Oh my God. Immediately became a rapper
Full
just then.
transformation.
Wait. What's up, yo?
Fucking moron. Very good. Speaking of fucking morons,
Yeah, let's get on one of our very dear bestest buddies.
I'm one of the most talented men playing music.
One of the most talented Scotsmen I've ever met. There's not many of them.
Well, Lewis Capaldi's pretty good.
Lewis Capaldi's pretty good.
Pablo Nutini.
Pablo Escobar. He was a tremendous Scotsman.
Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons, Pablo Escobar, Olivia Newton-John. Fuck one, marry one, kill one.
All right, quick one. Judge Judy, Oprah Winfrey, or
Judge Judy.
no, or Dr. Phil. Fuck one, marry one, kill one.
I'm fucking taking Dr. Phil straight to Pound Town.
Yeah.
He can counsel me as we're going at it. And then I have no comment on the others.
Well, mine's obvious.
Yeah.
Fuck, marry,
Yeah.
and kill
Judge Judy, Judge Judy,
In that
and Judge Judy.
in that order.
In that order.
Yeah.
No, she's just,
she's the gavel that gets me.
it's the gavel. you got to get around the gavel.
Give it to her in a
You
gavel.
gotta-
This is degenerating quickly. So, without any further ado, can someone please come and relieve us from this horrible, horrible situation? Someone like maybe Angus Montaigne.
Angus
for example.
Montaigne!
What I was really hoping for in the twist of that story was that the guy that in the lightning storm was actually Dom.
Yeah.
and it was Dom that was tripping off his fucking tits. And he
Turns
came
out I've
to
never even been to Patagonia. He was in the bar. I've been taking peyote for 6 straight days. I've never even been to Patagonia. Glaciers aren't even real.
Patagonia isn't even a real place.
yeah, it's a
State of
clothing company. What are you
mind.
talking about?
Patagonia, he was actually in the shop.
Just like
Patagonia.
last year, I went on holiday to Adidas. Stopped off in Puma on the way home.
Of course you did, fancy.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, exactly. Bet you're gonna go to Kathmandu next year. Can't wait for that story.
There's such toad venom for a week straight.
I went to Patagonia on Gilbert Street.
Yeah.
mountains.
What did he say?
Everywhere.
Live, laugh, toast a bath. That's the vibe, isn't it? Yeah.
What he said.
Fuck's he on about?
I don't know, but I like it. I want more of that. Are we rolling?
Yes.
Oh, this is great. Welcome on board, Angus Montaigne. Give it up, everyone.
Hey.
Yeah, lovely to be here. Thanks.
Thank you. Just like,
So, how's your summer?
How's summer
How you been? Do you ski or snowboard?
What have you been doing?
I lived at Mount Hotham for a full season. And
I remember long hair Jake.
Oh yeah, wasn't he
Oh
good?
yeah, dude, it's funny you can't.
He rapped back then as well. It feels like you're just going back to your roots.
You don't rap.
Except now he can't grow hair because he doesn't have any
Doesn't
hair
have any
roots.
Doesn't have any roots.
I don't know what you're talking about. Men don't go bald.
No, they don't.
It's not happening at all.
Take that off.
Fuck everyone. Be nice to Jake.
Sorry, I love you. You're so handsome.
Who's Jake? I only know Badger.
Badger. Oh, we love Badger.
Now you're gonna get a good old fashioned badgering.
So, how did you guys meet each other? Do you remember the first time you both?
I believe we were both going down the Badger run and playing.
Can you please elaborate on that for us?
Don't. And also stop making cryptic references to our pubs.
So tell me, Angus Montaigne, what is the?
My mum will watch it. We can't take the badger on.
The Badger run evidently isn't a ski run. We'll just put it like that.
It was more like a crash course, yeah. a test of endurance.
There's a couple of moguls.
Yeah. It's like how long can you hold your breath for underwater, except in the snow. Let's move on from that.
There was snow involved.
If you want to know what a badger run is, DM me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, that's actually a great shout.
Yeah.
Ask in the comments.
That's actually going to be released on the Patreon edit of this video. It's going to be a subscription.
And we're
Exclusive recipe.
gonna participate in the Badger run.
Yeah. For the price of one measly beer per month, you can have all the extended and uncut access.
Cut or uncut.
Cut, yeah. Well, between the three of us, we probably got that covered, right? What did he say? 2 out of 3.
Do you remember the night we met? I do.
He doesn't remember shit, man.
I remember the general time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you were an active musician living at Mount Hotham while I moved up there as a wide-eyed, bushy-tailed young boy with a dream of playing on the stage.
Full head of hair.
Fuck off.
We both had full heads of hair at the time, let's be fair. Neither of us
you
did
had
that.
frosted tips, if I remember correctly.
I
Get out of
had
town.
shaved sides and back, and what started off as like full blonde, like silver blonde when I was in Scotland, came back, went to Hotham, left behind that weird little purple shampoo that people use to keep blonde hair blonde, and then realised that normal shampoo doesn't
keep it blonde.
It doesn't do the same thing.
need
My hair went from silver to like yellow. And then it grew, so then it's at one point I just had frosty tips and I looked like a drowned rat. In fact, at one point, based on like the earlier nickname of the honey badger at dinner playing, there was the honey badger, there was Panda, and then I can't remember what
He
Caleb
watches
Fulton
this pod,
was.
by the way. He hit me up, so
Can't
shout
wait.
out to Panda.
Shout out
Panda.
Big Daddy Panda. And I think after a certain point, I just became known as the wet cat.
Got the Badger, the Panda, the wet cat,
The wet cat.
the wet cat.
What was better than drowned rat?
That's true. No one wants the drowned rat.
Step up.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Well, the
really
first-
strong start to the podcast from me. Just before the cut, they were saying this is getting a bit degenerate. How can we make this better?
Bring on the wet cat. Bring on. You know what we need? The wet cat.
Yeah, he's a slimy
So
fucker.
what happened that night?
So the night that I met him, he was playing at High Plains Hotel in Dinner Plain, and I was there getting saucy, and he was singing, and I remember he started singing "Wish You Were Here," and then he said he forgot the guitar part that goes whip 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 whip. Yeah, that bit there.
Yeah.
And you were like, you were trying to do it, but I think you were on mushrooms or something. And you were like, you couldn't hit the notes that particular night. And you were like, does anybody know how to do the whoop, whoop, whoop bit while you were playing it? And I was like, I can do the whoop, whoop, whoop.
Wait, is that when you put on speed dealer goggles and a stack hat to do that?
That was another night.
Okay.
But then, so after that night, so Mark and I played together, and then I started playing my own gigs up there, and then that is how the infamous band, the Damp Animals, was formed.
Damp animals.
I've never heard of this Damp Animals chapter. Tell me about that.
The Damp Animals was a duo between me and Mark that
Honey Badger and a Wet Cat.
exactly. And it only existed after midnight. We've never played a gig before midnight together as the Damned Animals, but we've played probably 4 or 5 gigs together.
Yeah.
And it is always degenerate. But we're convinced we sound really good.
Yeah, you would have.
Oh, I genuinely think that in certain moments when we just got in the pocket, we played for hours at a time, and I think for 2.5 out of the 3 hours was probably absolute shite. But maybe for 20, 25 minutes in sporadic periods,
It was good.
Was it original?
Transcendental.
It was all covers, and we've never have since or before rehearsed a Damn Animal set.
I will
just
say,
improvise.
the Damp Animals had a reunited sort of gig semi-recently, and I will say it was probably the best gig we actually ever did.
Yeah, tell that story.
I'm talking about being less degenerate. Jake and myself were both playing our own separate shows at Ignition Festival at Falls Creek, whenever that was, November, February.
Shout out to Ignition
Shout
Festival.
out to Ignition Festival.
Yeah, they're great.
Vibes
It's
as
actually
well.
fun as
Good
well.
crew,
Yeah,
great
yeah,
crew.
yeah.
And Falls Creek's always worth a visit. And it came to, we both played our last sort of gigs at the weekend, and basically it was, Boys in the Hill. And it was I'm going to bring up my Scottish accent here. We got on the cans.
Surrounded by cars.
Surrounded by cans, wall to wall.
Up with cans.
Exactly. We got on the cans at about midday, and at some point after we'd played our individual sets, this guy who was absolutely fucking on one, who ran the pub called The Man at Falls Creek at the time, his name was Bo, and he came up to us and he was like, fuck, you're really good. You two want to play a show at my pub tonight? We were like, yeah, sure. No, what? Next minute, he's fucking got this like quad buggy.
Snowmobile.
Yeah, snowmobile. Like, we just guitars in the back, us in it, and we get there, we set up and we're like, cool, this place is, it's like a full-on, like, proper venue.
The Man.
And
It was at the Man.
it was at the Man, yeah, exactly. And it's a proper venue, and we had to fully set it up and sound whatever. It was fine, because like it's what we do.
But we were shit-faced.
Yeah.
And
And that was like 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're on the cans for 6 hours at the point of like sound checking ourselves. Next minute we share a pizza, and there's nothing else to do, because like the main event of whoever was playing was down, in the tents and the car, like, the actual
festival.
The actual festival was happening, whilst us little furry little rats were just running around, just doing whatever we were doing.
And the idea, I should say, was for us to play like the after party.
Yeah.
That he just made up on the spot. He's like, we're having an after party at my pub. I want you two to headline after British India.
Right.
That's how he pitched it.
Yeah.
Or the Delta Rigs, sorry.
The Delta
Rigs.
Rigs, the Delta Rigs.
Oh, I've got another story about that too. Remind me.
And the obviously no one knew about it, and so it got to like 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock, 9:30, and Jake and I, like, we've been in the cans for like 9.5 hours, and like, how's this gonna go?
Did you get
And
amongst a badger on that day?
Nah.
But that's actually a key part of this story.
Well, comes 10 o'clock, so we start playing one song. And like we haven't rehearsed, we haven't played a gig together for a couple of years at this point.
Yeah.
We don't know if we're going to play like, I'm going to fucking say Wonderwall or anything. So play one song, dead, nobody. It's like the owner of the bar and like just a random couple who've got that weird look in their eyes like that. What are you boys doing?
Yeah, I want to come home.
she's waving the wedding ring at us. Like, 2 songs down, nobody's there. Right. And this guy's plying us. He's left a bottle of Jaeger on stage for us just to tie us through.
No mixes. We're just sipping Jaeger to an empty room, man.
Let's just be honest. We're like whatever. Like, if it's us in an empty room and a bottle of Jaeger, we'll be fine.
We're not having anything else.
That's not fine.
So we got like halfway through the 3rd song, whatever it was, and I don't know, word must have spread because the floodgates opened.
Really?
It was like the gates of hell or heaven just went. But then by the time we'd finished the 3rd song, there was more than 100 people in the room.
It's like a full room at the
the
Like
Man,
immediate
oh my
dance
God.
floor, bang.
People absolutely maggot.
Yeah.
Like everyone was
Just
so
watched
close. They've
the
just
Delta Rigs play.
been at a
Yeah.
festival all day.
Yeah.
Came in, the room filled in about 10 minutes.
Honestly,
and you and I were bent.
Nuts.
That sounds
God.
like the funnest gig.
10 hours on the cans at the start of the gig. And like, because these people were already on, they didn't bother their arse to go to the bar. Like, dance floor, immediate.
Yeah.
And like, pressure, not that it was a bad thing, but like, pressure, immediate. Like, we finished the 3rd song and everyone's just like, what's next? We're like, I guess lots of things, maybe. Let's just keep singing. Yeah. I only remember a couple. I remember doing Wicked Games, and I remember we did Robbie Williams' Angels, and it was
Tremendous.
huge.
And I think I've never sung that before in my life.
Neither of us had. Neither of us had. It was so good. And it was just like the natural chemistry that you and I have shared on stage since before we knew each other.
That would be an absolute spectacle because individually you're both like the best vocalists.
Honestly.
If anybody was at that show, can you please leave a comment? I would love to hear about how it
remember
actually
a couple that
sounded.
were there. I think Jamie Lee Close and a few others were there.
Right.
Jamie
And-
Lee, is that the chick who lives here now?
Nah, she's up there. She's up there. But let's
she in Mount Beauty?
just to clarify that
Jamie.
by the time we
moved
finished the gig at 1 a.m., that was 13 hours deep. And then by the time we went to bed, it was 16, 17 hours.
Oh my god.
Played for like 4 or 5 hours.
Did you actually? It was so hectic. So we had to have sold out the Man in full
And people were just yelling out like, "Play Angels" by Robbie Williams, and we were like, "All right,
Okay,
putting
here it is."
And just like, we don't know how we're even getting the chords right.
The truth is, we might not have, but I think we did. I think we fucking nailed it.
Were you
But I
both
mean,
on
it's just like,
guitars?
Yeah, I had an electric guitar in my hands.
No way.
Yeah, that's
Oh
scary.
my god.
we swapped. Yeah, we swapped for a little. Yeah, we
like
just
you were
did.
doing,
I don't know.
like,
It's just what we
impromptu
do.
solos and like it was a whole fucking thing.
Oh, when was this?
It's like last year.
What?
Last November.
Oh, dude, I'm devastated. I
Yeah,
missed that.
November before last.
The night before our Terry show, when we did the Battle of the Bands.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah, because you left early. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because nothing says like, let's do a 16.5-hour sesh and then leave 5 hours after getting to bed to drive 6 hours.
To
Yeah.
play the biggest
Oh yeah, it was
show of
at
your
Toff
career.
in Town you were playing that night. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And then the last time that you guys both played on stage together was quite recently, and it was on your album tour. That was a good little segue.
Very
It
good.
was
Well
very,
done.
very professional.
Yeah,
Very professional.
So tell me,
Stop it, you.
tell me quickly.
You two should start a podcast.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, we should pick this.
OnlyFans.
I'm gonna give you boys a minute.
I was just like,
I'm gonna come back for the pay-per-view section.
I think he needs to pee.
it is the man. Yeah. He's got the.
Is mic on?
We just talked about OnlyFans. We just hear.
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe. I'm so sad I missed that Falls Creek gig because that sounds unbelievable.
I wonder if that Jamie Lee thing.
No, I think that is Jamie Lee because she's from Mount Beauty. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it was that Jamie.
I didn't hear what last name you said. Clout. I don't know what is Jamie's last.
I don't know if there's any relevance to the podcast, is there?
Well, yeah, Jamie will put that shit up later.
Jamie Lee will pull that shit up.
Sorry, you two said OnlyFans. I had to go and have a wank real quick.
Kiss in the toilet.
No, I had to go and have a wank real quick. Jamie Lee Close.
Yeah, so she lives in this house now. She's moved in.
This house.
Wait, what? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so she's moved down from Mount Beauty.
She's lived in this house.
She's back there. She's back in Mount Beauty this weekend.
That is crazy. I didn't know she lives in this house.
She was
She's
there.
in that room.
She was there that night.
Oh my god!
I saw her like on Easter weekend, Easter Thursday. I played my first of 7 shows in 5 days. It was at Mount Beauty on the Thursday. And do you want another beer?
Yeah, would love.
Thank you.
Jamie will bring him over. There's a full one right there, man.
Oh, there it is. And you got see backup beer. Fucking cold it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah, you're off the sauce. That's weird.
Yeah, Jakey boy's off the sauce.
Honestly, hate that about you.
Yeah, I hate about him too.
It is terrible.
It's strange and peculiar, and I don't love
It's just the only thing is because Dom and I like work together this and the music thing. If it wasn't for that, John would be pressuring me to get pissed, but he knows how much better I function when I'm sober. So that's the only thing that's the only reason he's letting me away with it.
I've been letting you away with it forever now. So the gig that you guys played together was part of your album tour. It was, firstly, congratulations on finishing that tour, the release of the album. I mean this sincerely, the music is mind-boggling. To any of our listeners, if you haven't actually listened to Angus Montaigne's new album, what's it titled?
Called Something More Than Good.
Something More Than Good. It's absolutely beautiful. Talk us through the writing process that brought this album to fruition. So when did you start writing these songs, and how did you go about it?
And have fun getting serious.
You got this.
I don't want to get serious. Well, it's I don't know how to say it. That sounds like a dick. It was just
lean into it.
I don't. You've always wanted to do something.
Yeah.
And you spend your whole life thinking you got to do that thing, and then you always think you're not good enough to do that thing, and you get to a certain point where you're like a certain age, you're like, if I don't do that thing, I'm just going to grow old and never having done that
Regret
thing.
not having done
Could not bear that thought.
Yeah.
So you just sounds so simple. You just kick your ass and you just go and do it.
Yeah.
Well, I started writing the songs. I don't know. I just kept it simple as I could. Simple is as simple does, really.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of the song titles are just like simple things like mum or home or still or walls or place names that just inspired a song in a thing. And
So that would be your sort of writing process, would be to think of a simple idea that might have an emotional attachment to you and then build a song around that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, and that was the thing for that record. At some point when the fire builds again, we will go again, and it will be different. But that album, I knew that it just had to be straight down the line, don't fuck about with it.
Yeah.
Don't try to be anything just silly or crazy. Just get it done. Like a finished record is better than a perfect record. Just write the songs. And so when I took it to James McGuffey at Forest Creek Records and shooting,
We'll pull that up.
shout out to shout out to Guff as well. I had 10 or 11 songs, and it wasn't until after we started recording that I realised like 3 or 4 of them were absolute shite. Because there's nothing, because I didn't really road test them, because my songs are just like I hate using the word sad, or like thoughtful or like introspective or whatever, but they're not the kind of songs you take to pubs
It's
and
so,
like
it's
just
so
play.
funny because when you say you hate
Test them, you know.
because to me, sad, introspective, these things, they're beautiful things in songwriting, but it's just like a person's opinion of it.
Right.
Because I'd love to hear, if I love to sit
Fully,
in
but-
a booth at a bar and hear you sing your heart out, like with that direct sort of, direct
you're
lyrics,
a
direct like,
Fuzzy bear, aren't you?
yeah, big fuzzy.
Fuzzy.
But I do understand what you mean because, like, as somebody who plays pub covers as well, there's certain gigs I won't take because my wheelhouse is sad ballads and things
Right,
like that. So,
right.
like, and I do play a lot of my songs in my cover sets, but that's because I've decided not to play the ones where you need to play like upbeat, happy, dancey sort of music because it just doesn't come naturally to me. But I know what you mean. There's like if you've been hired by the venue to get a crowd of people dancing on a Friday night,
Right.
playing something from
I'm not
the
going to
heart
sing
can
a
be
song
difficult.
about how it'd be nice to see my mum again, but she lives halfway across the world, and that's a bit of a shame.
Can I quote one of your
It's
your
not a
lyrics to you?
huge Friday night vibe. Go on.
One of my favorite lyrics in your whole album is it's not that I don't miss you around, but if I swam to you, mum, I think I'd drown.
Oh my god, that is a really,
you
really
know,
poignant lyric.
And his mum lives obviously in Scotland.
Yeah.
And I
Well, I'm not that good a swimmer. That's the thing.
And it's a really long way.
It's a devilishly long way.
Devilish it is.
It's
a real
It's a
motherfucker.
real motherfucker, that swims.
I mean, I don't know about you.
You gotta go far.
I did come here on a floating door about 11 years ago, and that's fine because it was buoyant
Did you kick off Leonardo DiCaprio?
more than once. He wouldn't fucking.
Off, Leo! This is my door.
He kept on fucking yapping about how there was room for two. I'm like,
Go away, Joe.
not interested. I've got my painting now. Leave me alone.
So, come back, Jack. Don't, I'll cry.
Fuck off, Jack.
Go away, Jack. Die.
Trying to get to Australia. Leave me alone.
So the songwriting process, just to sum that up a little bit. So it was, as you said, it was quite a direct album. So it was like you'd think about something that had an emotive impact on you. You'd write a song about it. The album carries that in the soundscape that it is. Even the intro song is a soundscape. It's just like this beautiful, like music that it's instrumental, isn't it? The first.
Yeah, well, there's the voicemails and like audio messages from family members, like my mum, my dad, and my sister, and my little nephew, and that's why the intro is called Echoes, because it's like echoes of that other world that's over there kind of thing. So, and it was the reason for that wasn't just to be a sentimental wank. It was just to like physically memorialize like that, just to like almost to like I try to immortalize.
Yeah, well, it's out
them.
there forever now.
Exactly.
Like, it's been released. It's up there somewhere forever.
Exactly.
And so you have briefly mentioned when we were talking earlier that you might want to head in a new direction with whatever it is that comes up next for you. Tell us about where you might see your music going, like the stylistic differences you might have, and how you think you'll go writing music without that direct, specific, emotive.
I can't wait. I really can't wait. Like, I'm nowhere near it just now. Like, it's just the end of the album cycle, and I'm just fatigued and exhausted. Not in any negative way. Just like it just
It is exhausting.
You need a little rest.
You put so much
well,
work into recording an album, like a lot.
It's great. You know,
And
you
also,
live
you
for
were
it.
very hands-on with the tour as well. Like, you set up like everything at that Bright gig. You were there all day. Like, you had to do a lot of rehearsals with a band that you'd never played with before. Like, there really was a lot that went into those two shows.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me that you're a bit fatigued mentally.
Yeah.
And you're also a bit slow. So, you know.
Sorry, what?
Name's Slow Montaigne.
I'm Ron Burgundy. Slow Montaigne.
Oh, shit, Tom.
Oh shit, Tommy! I didn't just say that.
Well, shit. I'm so so sorry.
Shit, you even laughed with a southern accent there.
Oh, well, shit. I need to. You need
Well,
to
you
rest.
went. See
You need
that?
to rest your tired eyes.
You need to rest your tired eyes, Master Montaigne.
See that hat that you're wearing?
I can't right now.
Well, it's the Rocky Top hat. The Rocky Top
Can you
is like
pass it
the.
over to Angus for me?
So
No.
it's that's in Tennessee.
Is it?
That's just outside of Knoxville, Tennessee. Rocky Top is like the local. That's the fucking.
Have you been to Tennessee?
No.
Never mind then. We'll move on.
So anyway, back to songwriting. Sorry about that little sidetrack, everyone.
Not really. It's a great song.
So you're really tired.
So do you want to go and have a bit of a lie down?
Do you want a nap?
Yes.
Can you just have a quick nap and then record a second album for us?
Yeah, that's fine. No problem.
What's your favorite one to perform off the record?
Well, we'll come back. I'll answer your question then in a minute. No, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just turn that back to you. Like, which one do you want? Because they're all the same but different. You know, I guess it depends on the mood.
Well, I'll choose one and you can talk to me about that.
Sure.
Just first though, if we could just revisit my question. So you briefly touched on earlier a new direction for songwriting and an album. When it comes, once you've recovered from the recent musical journey that you've embarked on and recently finalised and finished, what do you see your Angus Montaigne doing that's going to be different to the work that you've just released?
We are gonna take what's already there, but just completely build out in the different directions. So we're just gonna. The first record was all about the message or the story of the song, delivered in the most simple, a simple and effective manner that I possibly could, without sort of trying to reach for anything. The second album will be fleshing things out musically. Yeah. So there
Similar genre?
Well, we'll be going in a few different ones and we'll just find a way to tie it in. So there'll be one that's just a little bit more, there'll be a lot more keys, piano, synth in a certain direction as well. We'll be just getting a little bit more of a traverse in a musical space there. There will be some balls to the wall driving, like dad rock.
That's
just Springsteen 80s snares, like just building on that Emmeline thing, but making it like legit. And just in the same with other things. There's gonna be a soul number that's gonna be, because I've spent so many years trying to improve my singing voice, and I feel like that record just there was so focused on the stories that I didn't really do much singing. Yeah. And so I want to make some space for that, just to really just
vocal heavy,
balls to the wall with some kind of Sam Cooke or Otis Redding kind of vibe.
I would love to hear that. I would absolutely love to hear that.
Plus, I'm just jealous of how well the Teskey brothers are doing. I want to get in on that action.
Those motherfuckers, they're so good. We should get them on the pod.
They're fucking amazing.
Unreal. There aren't too many gigs that I go to that I leave the gig viscerally upset and angry.
Same.
And I was so off it. I was with my beautiful partner Lish that night, and I left the gig and I was trying to be high on how good the gig was. I just couldn't. I was no, I hate that. Why have I not done anything like that before? Yeah. And I was
so good. I was
just caught between hating that and loving, and it was so, I was just conflicted morally, ethically, and just everything. Even now thinking about it, it makes me want to scorn.
Everything about them is
I'm not going to be satisfied until anyway.
It is. I know exactly what I'm wishing you were feeling. I felt exactly the same. I really thoroughly enjoyed it, but I was seething.
The best part about that, whatever his name is, not the main brother, the singer brother, the guitarist brother, had himself, before the gig, I was yeah, cool, they're an Otis Redding B-side band, great. After the gig, I was oh my God, they're that good. They're that good. But the brother
The guitarist.
So my favorite guitarist of all time is David Gilmour from Pink Floyd. Just hands down.
Same
because feel like what he can express and deliver to you and make you feel
It's unique,
from
isn't it?
it's just fuck.
Said you missed us, so I came down the coast and said I'd call you up. We went to the corner, but the trivia was shit. We got bored of it and turned the answer sheets into paper planes. You said you'd fly with me, but the ink was still wet. And Richmond's tiring. I don't know why we ever liked it here. We ran away from it on your birthday when the sun went down. Behind the beat-up farm on the edge of town. And we crossed the river, and we scored the trees until our fingers bled, and shook out all the branches till the leaves fell all around and on our heads, and covered us completely in the dark. And we woke up there, and you asked about my family. How's your mother? Oh, I've been putting her through hell again. I know it's a red flag. I'm still trying to figure out how to pay back all the years she spent rearing me. Boy, have you tried therapy? It feels a lot like when we spun each other around on a dance floor in a country pub in northern New South Wales till our legs gave out. How we ever made it home, I'll never know. Winter came here, and I got the news on a Monday morning. You said you were carrying, but you didn't want more. You're already a mother. So we decided to say goodbye to it, and then each other.
Well done. Thank you so much.
Is that alright?
That was